Coming up next on KYOU News for You at 9. A GoFundMe is set up by a grieving family after an Ottumwan is killed in a motorcycle crash. And Governor Kim Reynolds announces she's going to appeal against a judge's ruling on 24-hour abortions as new approval ratings show how Iowans feel about her leadership.
For You at 9.
Good evening, I'm Eric Monaghan. Thank you for joining us tonight. A motorist is dead and his family is speaking out tonight following the crash earlier this week. Now, the accident happened here near Jefferson, Iowa. Logan Ansell had gone up to buy his first motorcycle. Police say Logan was hit, ejected from the bike, and run over by a car. Now, Logan's sister Cassie set up a GoFundMe to help her family. It was set up yesterday. As of right now, the page has raised almost $1,900. Logan's sister says she hopes drivers will take this as a lesson to be more careful.
People to take just that extra second to look out for motorcyclists. They don't have any type of protection like people inside vehicles, and anything can happen in seconds. And that's kind of what happened with Logan.
You can find a link to that GoFundMe on KYOUTV.com. And earlier today, Governor Kim Reynolds says she'll appeal a judge's decision to block an abortion law that she signed last year. The law imposed a 24-hour waiting period for abortions, and the judge ruled the law violated a 2018 Iowa Supreme Court decision. The state has 30 days to decide whether to appeal the decision to Iowa's Supreme Court. And Iowans' approval of Governor Reynolds has improved since last March. A new Des Moines Register poll-out shows her job approval rating hit 51% last month. Now, 55% polled say that they approve of her handling of the economy, with 54% agreeing with how she handled the COVID-19 pandemic, and 51% are in favor of her actions with voting loss. However, only 46% responded that they would re-elect Reynolds, against 51% who say it's time for someone else. And last night we told you about a bill in the U.S. Senate changing how crimes are handled in the military. Now, our Iowa representative, Marionette Miller-Meeks, has introduced similar legislation in the House. The bill also includes provisions to improve training on the prevention of sexual assault. It requires notice to Congress if the Defense Department changes policies related to sexual assault prevention and response, and it increases training for military prosecutors and improves physical security of living spaces on military installations. And a really nice day here in Ottumwa after we've had a bit of rain over these last couple of days and the storms as well. Now let's have a look to see how the rest of the day will go. Here's our meteorologist Corey Thompson with their first alert forecast. Thanks, Corey. And this week, Evans Middle School in Ottumwa is hosting a STEM summer program for the kids. KYOU 15's Tara Marsh shares with us what those children are learning. And changes continue to happen at the former market on Main. The building was bought by the Ottumwa School District and will become the Career Center. As you can see now, the building got a new paint job. The OHS Annex opens in August with over 400 students enrolled in career and technical education classes. And now for a place here in Iowa I'm willing to bet you didn't even know existed. It's full of lavender flowers and it's truly a sight to see. That lavender farm is located in Winterset, Iowa, and KYOU 15 Shelby Slaughter paid a visit. She spoke with the owners about how they turned their passions into a full-fledged destination. Now, before you can get in your car and head out there, Pepper Harrow is only open for special events and weddings and is not open to the public. You can find out more about Pepper Harrow on our website at KYOUTV.com. And coming up next, as the Voting Rights Act fails to pass in Congress, some civil rights leaders plan a march on Washington. Expect it. Welcome back, I'm Eric Monaghan. The Biden administration is announcing a new strategy on gun violence. It says crime rates are rising in major cities. To do this, the administration is working with the mayors and community leaders from those major cities, with the deputy press secretary saying it's not about politics.
So this is not.
Major American cities saw a 33% increase in homicides last year, making 2020 the deadliest gun violence year in decades. And now this year, crime is even higher than at this time last year. Fox News correspondent Madeline Rivera is in Washington with more on the set of actions the White House is taking. Leaders have scheduled a march on Washington after the Voting Rights Act has failed to pass in the Senate. The march is set for August 28th, the 58th anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech. King's eldest son will lead the march. The civil rights group says it's demanding that Congress approves sweeping voting rights legislation. Thanks again, Corey. Now, here in a bit, we'll hear how home sales have fallen since last month. But first, let's hear about the why climbing house prices. With few homes on the market driving values up, well, that can put would-be homeowners out of luck. Here's Mandy Gaither with a look on if a slowdown is on the horizon. And another statistic that fell due to the pandemic is births. A new report from the CDC shows births in the U.S. dropped 4% last year. That's the largest annual decline since 1973. The Federal Health Agency attributes that to declining fertility rates and anxiety over the economy and the pandemic. That is an interesting statistic for sure. And Iowa leaders are looking at ways to reduce carbon dioxide output thanks to a new task force. David Geiger reports on how that could help local farmers with the Agribusiness Report.